Hello friends, welcome to KK Polytechnic Nashik. Myself Yogita Jadhav, lecturer in physics from Science and Humanities Department. In this video, we will discuss about different types of errors which occurs in the measurement of physical quantity and how the errors are minimized. After watching this video, you will able to state with justification the error in the given measurement quantity. Let us see first what do you mean by errors. If we measured any physical quantity, the result of every measurement of physical quantity by any measuring instrument contains some uncertainty. This uncertainty is called as error. These are faults or defects which occurs in the measurement of physical quantity. There are different types of errors. First, systematic errors. These systematic errors occurs in the measurement due to these three different causes, that are instrumental errors, imperfection in experimental technique or procedure, and personal errors. Second type of errors are random errors, which occurs randomly in the measurement of physical quantity, which we cannot eliminate it completely by taking all the precautions. Let us see in details these errors. First, systematic errors. Systematic errors are those errors that tends to be in one direction, that means they are either positive or negative. For example, if we consider a measuring instrument such as micrometer screw gauge. This micrometer screw gauge having two scales. First scale here called as main scale and second scale is the circular scale. This main scale is calibrated along this first 0 and this is the circular scale. Now before the measurement using this instrument, if we combine the jaws of this measuring instrument together and if we observe the position of 0 of the main scale and 0 of the circular scale, if both 0 matches with each other, that means they coincide with each other, then there is no 0 error. But if it is not, then the 0 of circular scale may be below the 0 of main scale, or in another case the 0 of circular scale may be above the 0 of main scale, and this is the possibility of error in the measurement, and this type of error may be positive or negative depending upon the position of 0 of the circular scale with respect to 0 of the main scale, and such type of error we call as systematic error. Now first cause of systematic error is instrumental error. These errors arise due to imperfect design or calibration of measuring instrument, or these errors arises due to faulty instruments. For example, if we consider one of the measuring instrument which is used for measurement of dimensions of the given object, that is vernier caliper. In this case, if 0 mark of vernier scale may not be coincide with 0 mark of the main scale, then this such type of instrument gives the error in the measurement of dimensions, and this error is the instrumental error, which is the systematic because Such error may be positive or may be negative depending upon the position of zero of the vernier scale with respect to main scale. Similarly, the micrometer screw gauge. Here also the two scales, vernier scale and main scale. The another example we will see for instrumental error is that if pointer of ammeter do not coincide with zero of scale in the absence of electric current, then such a ammeter is faulty, which gives the error. These types of error, that means instrumental errors, are constant and therefore they are called as constant errors. Now here this figure shows the faulty ammeters. Let us see. This is the pointer of the ammeter, and this pointer of ammeter is not exactly at the position of 0, that is starting of the scale. It is just beyond the 0 of the scale. Similarly here, the pointer is not exactly coincides with 0 of the scale, and these ammeters are faulty because there is no flow of current, even though there is this pointer is not matches with the 0 of the scale, gives the constant error in the measurement of electric current, and such type of error is called as instrumental error. Now the errors occurs due to imperfection in experimental technique or procedure. External conditions such as changes in temperature, humidity, wind, velocity, etc. during the experiment may cause a systematic error. For example, to determine the temperature of human body, thermometer is placed under the armpit will give a temperature which is lower than actual value of the body temperature. The measurement of velocity of sound by resonance method affected by changes in temperature or humidities, etc. These such type of errors are imperfection in experimental techniques or procedure, gives the systematic error. Third type of error is personal error. These errors arise due to individual bias, lack of proper setting of the apparatus, due to lack of knowledge, or individual carelessness in taking observations without observing proper precautions, etc. gives the errors which are the personal errors. That means, in short, due to limitations of persons or due to limitations of experimenter gives the personal errors. For example, if anyone by habit always hold his or her head a bit too far to the right while reading the position of needle of the scale, then she or he will introduce an error due to parallax. Another example, suppose due to defective eyesight, the reading of the instrument observer read as 41 instead of 47. It is actually 47, but it is read as 41 maybe due to the defective eyesight, gives the personal error. These errors are occurs due to the limitations of person, and these are the personal errors. Now random errors are the errors those occurs irregularly and hence random with respect to sign as well as size. These errors can arise due to random and unpredictable fluctuations in the experimental conditions, such as unpredictable fluctuations in temperature, voltage supply, personal errors by observer taking readings, etc. These are the random errors. Now, how the errors are minimized? Even though there are maybe different causes of errors in the measurement of physical quantity, but by adopting some procedures we can minimize the error to some extent, and we can find the value of the measurement which is nearer to the correct value, or it may be close to the true value of the measurement. Which are that procedure? Let us see one by one. First, instead of taking a small value of measurement, if we increase the magnitude of the quantity which is to be measured, then it minimizes the error in the measurement. That means take large number of magnitude of the quantity which is to be measured. For example, suppose we consider the example of measurement, that is we have to measure the period of pendulum. That is nothing but time required to complete one oscillation. Now, pendulum is a device, simple device in which heavy metal bob is suspended from a rigid support. If we place this bob into vibration, then time required to complete one vibration is called as period of the pendulum. Suppose we consider reference position A, then pendulum moves from A to C and again reaches to A. The time required for this movement is called as period. In this case, instead of taking measurement of time for a single vibration, suppose we increase the magnitude of the quantity, that is time. To increase the magnitude of quantity, time, that means instead of measuring time for a single vibration, if we measure the time for 20 vibrations, and from that we can calculate the time for the single vibration, then we increase the magnitude of the quantity which is to be measured, which minimizes the error. Second method is that for the measurement, use the instrument which having smallest least count. Least count of measuring instrument is the smallest value of that measuring instrument which that measuring instrument can be measured. For example, suppose we consider a meter scale. The meter scale measures the 0.1 centimeter is the smallest possible measurement using the meter scale. If we consider vernier caliper, then 0.01 centimeter is smallest possible measurement that can be taken by the instrument. Both these instruments are used for the measurement of length. And suppose if we use vernier caliper and meter scale for the measurement of length, then vernier caliper gives more accurate reading because its least count is small, that is 0.01 centimeter, as compared to that of the meter scale whose least count is 0.01, which minimizes the error in the measurement. Third, instead of taking a single reading, if we take large number of readings, and from that large number of readings, if we calculate the average value, then average value is always best possible value of the given measurement under the measurement conditions. The mean value or average value always close to the true value of the measurement. Suppose we take n number of readings, then n number of readings if we add it and divided by n gives the average value. Using these three procedures, we can minimize the error. To minimize the error, we can increase the accuracy of the measurement. Accuracy of the measurement is the measure of how close the measured value to its true value of the quantity. Less error gives more accuracy of the measurement. Sometimes we require precise measurement. Precision is the degree of exactness of the measurement, and basically it is the limitations of measuring instrument. Least count of measuring instrument small gives the greater precise measurement. In this way, we can explain different types of errors and procedure to find out, to minimize the error in the measurement of physical quantities. Thank you for watching.